How you doing, guys? Welcome to ZukaTube, and today we're going to be reviewing a movie named Gaia. Now, this got released June 18th of this year, and I'm going to play the trailer here. I'll read you a little brief summary. I'll go into my review. I'll play a little clip here, and then we'll go, into some spoilers, right? Okay, so let's play this trailer here. I guess you would call this like a almost horror thriller kind of movie.
I saw something out there.
Got a lot of that weird music where it's like, the horns, man. This broad though, she's gutsy. She's just going up in the jungle by herself, like whatever, man. Let me just leave my my buddy behind and just go do this.
Waiting. And it's ready to spread. She lives in the forest.
It's a very, very trippy kind of movie with a lot of weird shit going on. Crazy monsters and stuff. That's pretty crazy stuff. A lot of weird dream sequences.
In those days, men will seek death. But will not find it. All you know is excess. The devouring and more. And more.
Super creepy. Right? Up, the mushrooms growing on the dude's back, like you see that? That's some weird stuff, right? Aside from these things look just like the monsters from The Last of Us. Like, that's one thing you notice right away. And I'm gonna play a little clip of that too.
She was here long before the apes started dreaming of gods.
Okay, so very, very, very strange, trippy kind of trailer, right? And just as strange of a movie, right? It's a brief summary available. It's basically this park ranger named Gabby takes shelter with two survivalists after an attack by mysterious creatures in a creepy forest, right? And you see that these crazy like monster looking things, like I said, just like from The Last of Us, these weird clicker things, mushrooms growing out of their heads and stuff. They can't really see necessarily, but they can still hear, because apparently if it obstructs their head to where their eyes don't work, apparently just their ears do. I would think that at that point probably their ears don't work either, and they're just kind of like helplessly around, but that's neither here nor there. That's just a debate overall in the way they do those types of characters with the blown up mushroom heads and stuff like that, right? And basically, this park ranger and her partner are kind of going through and they're checking these cameras. And at one point, she stumbles upon, with her little drone, this like creepy, skinny village dude. And then the camera goes out. And she decides she's going to go off by herself to go and find this camera. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you're going to go off by yourself in the jungle when you just saw your drone get wiped out by this creepy, like, tribal hippie guy, right? Either way, that shit goes awry and she kind of gets attacked or whatever, and these two survivalists, basically who indirectly are the ones that attacked her. Like, she falls into a trap and she gets her foot stabbed by this crazy spike trap, right? And she gets out of it, but at the same time, like, she was getting followed the whole time by these creepy little monsters, and she didn't get to see them right away early on. But she stumbles into this shelter, and it's the shelter of these two survivalists that have been there for a while, and it's this guy and his son, right? And the son doesn't really talk much, but they kind of help her heal by this, like, mysterious, weird stuff they put on her foot, and like it heals miraculously. And they speak of like a god in the forest, and you see these monsters that they introduce, and it's this fungus that kind of attacks things and transforms them. Like, you see her partner guy, the one black dude, he he at one point gets attacked and he starts growing the fungus on him, and he basically at one point you see him kind of like beg to get basically killed because he sees what's happening, and it's super just crazy. Like he gets attacked by this like human like mushroom thing walking upside down, spider crab crawling. Dude, I'd be out of there. I'd be right back in that boat. Like as soon as things start going awry, like that lady, first off, like I said, is crazy to go out there by herself. Just with the predators alone, like animal wise out in the jungle and all that, the stuff that can go bad. Hell no. Let alone like the fact that you did see strange people out there to begin with. Nope. No. No weapons, whatever. Like, yo, like you're killing me with these types of movies. But this movie really kind of drags, and it's got a lot of weird, trippy, like I said, like dream sequences and stuff like that the whole time. And that weird, like constant loud horns, like that are way louder than the dialogue of the movie. So that's really agitating with this. And a lot of upside down shots, constant upside down shots, and these sideways shots and all that, like to insinuate like things are weird, man. And overall the ending, I thought is a very disappointing ending. I'm going to give this movie, right before I get into it too much, like just a solid, like, I don't know, 3 out of 10. I didn't enjoy this movie at all. The ending was bad. Basically, the first, like, I'd say quarter to maybe third of the movie is trippy, but kind of intriguing and edgy, like more fast paced, you know what I mean? And the rest of it is just, no. Not interesting, and it drags, and it's not very climactic in an enjoyable way, or in general. Like I didn't really like the way it went at all, and the decisions that were made in the end. But that's my personal opinion. We'll get into that. But again, like a 3 out of 10. And let me just play a clip again of what those little monsters look like, because that's the one like cool thing is they do look like the Last of Us creatures, and they are very intimidating for sure. Look at it. It's like, clicker. Man, super creepy, right? Damn, you hear that screech? Like that's the one redeeming part of this. Otherwise, do not watch this movie, for real. But either way, let's get into some spoilers here. Spoilers. Spoiled. All right. So, man, at the end, like this lady decides to stay there until, I don't know, she can convince the kid to like leave, because she's like, this is no place for a child. Like, and she tries to pull her like morality crap on everybody, and you're just like, are you kidding me? Like, what is this? It's just disappointing, her decisions continuously, because at any point she could bail out, especially when she starts getting mushrooms growing on her body and stuff. Like, and they're obviously just not caring whether she lives or dies, but the son that can barely talk, like, kind of shows that he wants her to not die, because they show that like his mother's out in the woods dead, and like there's all these people have basically been transformed by this fungus, and this is eventually like, this is like their version of a god, and it's gonna take over. But they can like give it offerings of like meat and blood, and then it'll give them mushrooms to treat their fungus so they can not transform into these monsters. And like, you're like, what, dude? Like, so what, you're gonna have to make pilgrimage and like sacrifice blood to this tree stump, the one only tree stump hole, and apparently it'll give you the ability to not turn into a fungus monster faster? It seems like it's just ridiculous. And at the same time, the lady decides to stay and deal with this and try to get this kid out of there. And as soon as I saw that my buddy got transformed into a fungus monster early on, before I even got like potentially infected, I would have been out of there. fucking out of there. And they offered to get her out of there, and she wouldn't take it right away early on, and I would have been gone way before that. As soon as shit would have went that awry, first off, I mean, I'd be thankful, I get it, that they fixed my foot. But nah, dude, I'm fucking out of there. This movie is not enjoyable, right? And at the end, she just overgrows into this fungus monster, and the son doesn't sacrifice her. And the father dies earlier because he was going to sacrifice his own son. And they basically get the upper hand and manage to kill him. Or leave him to die, basically. And they just stay there. And it's just so annoying and kind of creepy because, like, she's kind of a mother figure. But then at the same time, it looks like they're almost going to, like, you know, erect and connect kind of mingle. And it's weird. But she dies, and then he leaves, goes to the city finally by himself, and I guess with money that he took from her and like ran everybody's pockets and saved it over time. I don't know. But either way, goes to a fast food restaurant, eats a burger, and then you see like the fungus grow on it. Like, oh man, everybody's going to get infected. The end. Oh, this crazy evil nature fungus monster god is going to just destroy the world now. I don't know. I didn't like it. Again, 3 out of 10. I don't recommend this. Zukatube out.
Dropping lines like an assembly. I'm staying on point. It's my strategy. Feel like they tracking me. Yo, let me get on one. Now go get your tracks up. Homie, can I steal some? Homie, you can't stack up. My brother, can you shout me? You're barking up the wrong tree. My dog, why do you doubt me? Cause you can't do shit without me.
Real like the radio and never play it, but that's cool. The enemy's supposed to hate it.